It's maddening, to put it mildly. Everybody who lives in St. Johns County has an interest in this.
That's St. Augustine City Commissioner Barbara Blonder. She tells St. Augustine local morning news reporter Amy Cherry she's very concerned about pending legislation.
Senate Bill 1240 would prohibit local governments from enacting regulations related to water quality, pollution control, and wetlands.
Water is the most critical resource we have. It is the one thing we can't live without. This helps nobody. It makes no sense. It almost feels like it's just an attack on home rule.
She says the bill would counteract environmental protections Governor Ron DeSantis included in his recent budget.
The governor himself has introduced all this funding to clean up these ditches and tributaries that are dumping those nutrients and directing it toward Lake Okeechobee, Gulf of Mexico, and then the Indian River Lagoon, which is why we've got the crisis in manatees, because these harmful algal blooms are shading out the seagrasses that the manatees depend on, so they're starving.
She also warns about red tide.
If we don't manage our water quality, the shrimpers, they're impacted by reduced water quality. You know, the recreational boating industry, it's huge. And they're not going to want to be on the water if we start getting these harmful algal blooms. In the time that I've lived here, we've had red tide, and you can't go outside, you can't breathe. It's that bad.
The sweeping measure would also prohibit local authorities from controlling water quantity.
We don't have a water supply problem yet, but the bigger we grow and the more sea level rises and we have saltwater intrusion, we will have a water supply problem. So why can't we get ahead of it? This bill prevents us from doing it.
Blonder sees the bill as one more obstruction for local officials.
It's a really frustrating time for all of us, looking at all these bills and going, what will we be able to do? We've been elected to do some things, and right now our hands and feet are getting tied.
The measure's sponsor, State Senator Danny Burgess, did not respond to multiple requests for comment. The City Commission has voiced concerns about other pending legislation and will bring you continuing coverage of those bills. With St. Augustine's local morning news, I'm Amy Cherry.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. St. Augustine businesses take steps to address the city's homeless and vagrancy issues.
The St. Augustine Business Coalition held a forum recently with city leaders to voice their concerns and offer solutions. St. Augustine City Commissioner Jim Springfield addressed those concerns at the commission's recent meeting.
One is I'd like to tell the public that all of us are concerned about the homeless. We all get regular communications from people with concerns. And I believe, because I've spoken to the city manager about this, that we all speak to the city manager about pressing forward and being proactive. And I know he's looking at some staffing models that might change some things. And we're also looking at working with the sheriff's department and working with the police department and working with whoever we can. There are some things moving forward, and we wish we could do it today, but we can't.
Many of the nearly 100 forum attendees asked about the drug and alcohol problems associated with the homeless community. One participant said, with all the tourism revenue St. Augustine has, they owe it to the homeless and to visitors to put programs in place. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
Do you know a centenarian? Amy Robinson, development manager for the St. Johns County Council on Aging, tells Liz Ryan why they're looking for them.
We are preparing for our centenarian luncheon Thursday, May 4th. But in the meantime, we really need our community's help. And so if you know someone, maybe somebody that you worked with, a friend, relative, anything like that, and they are going to be ages 95 to 100 or even more, we need your help to honor them, make them feel special. And with your help, we can locate them and invite them to this special event designed just for them. You can do that by calling Sherry Brideson at our main number.
At the Council on Aging, there's always lots of fun and interesting things to do. Amy tells us about just a few of them.
We have lots of great programs there to keep you active, healthy, and sharp. Chair yoga on 3 different days. We have dance synergy. You can get your artist on with improv. There's experimental painting. You can learn to write a nonfiction book. And we have foreign language, so you can try Spanish or German or French. There's help with Medicare questions And healing hearts. After the loss of a loved one, just coping with your daily living can be hard, and you're not alone in that journey. You can come to this grief support group. It's designed for any kind of grief. Anyone special in your life, that's what Healing Hearts is for.
The Council on Aging is downtown on Marine Street. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.